right now on 5 on your side at 10.
A North City house burst into flames. How crews battled ice and fire to try and save this family's home.
Temperatures today got above freezing. We're back into the mid-30s in St. Louis, and that trend continues to climb even higher. How warm it is tomorrow and why we shouldn't hold on to expecting temperatures to stay above freezing much longer.
A week of heavy snow taking a toll on plow drivers.
It's tiring. 22 hours of sleep in the last 7 days is mind-numbing sometimes.
How these workers survive behind the wheel and on the front lines when heavy snow hit the roads. You're getting a live look downtown where a lot of that snow is sticking around another day. We're getting a much quieter, slightly warmer weekend before temperatures drop again as we head into Monday. Good evening, everyone. I'm Robert Townsend. Now, while some snow is going to melt tomorrow, a lot of it can refreeze as early as Sunday night, making things slicker and definitely more dangerous. Meteorologist Gary Frank is here with more on our weather impact forecast.
Yeah, good evening, Robert. As we continue to look outside St. Charles, you can see the roads finally, still from top to bottom, they're in pretty good shape. Days like today really added to that, of course, with temperatures staying above freezing for the most part in the afternoon. There was a minor disturbance. If you just pulled up your phone and looked on the app and you see, oh, not this stuff again. Most of this is heading to the north and will fall apart as it works its way in. So don't worry about going to sleep and dealing with some of this stuff. Not out of the question, a few flakes fall, but look, temps are above freezing. 34 at Creve Coeur, 32 at Baldwin. We're in pretty good shape. We're going to drop a little bit below that as we head into the overnight hours, but I think we hold relatively steady in some cases as well. So don't expect too much of a change. There still will be that freeze-thaw cycle that continues, even as we're right at the freezing mark in many spots. Because as we refreeze overnight, slick spots develop, and then we thaw again tomorrow and everything is all liquid again, and then it freezes again. There's a lot of melting tomorrow afternoon, and that's going to be important for us here for the next 36 hours as we enjoy one last day of melting in the short term, and that's what I'm going to focus on here coming up shortly. We'll talk about that transition from warm air to much colder air and how long we continue this yo-yo pattern if we stay dry as a result.
Everyone has to drive on the bad roads to get out there, so everyone's a little anxious, a little tense trying to get to where we're going.
Well, it's been 7 days of near exhaustion for snowplow drivers, especially in St. Charles County, which saw 11 inches of snow on Monday. To do justice to some of the people behind the wheel, 5 on your side dove into a first-hand account of those still on the front lines, cleaning hundreds of snowed-in side streets and driveways. New tonight, Andy Kroll was in Wentzville talking with snowplow drivers who said this was one of the most memorable weeks of their decades-long career.
As the sun sets on a week of snow-covered messes and plowing, Chris Hefner, owner of Wentzville Snow and Ice, still had 440 driveways to get to on Saturday.
We had 11 different people. We pulled their cars out in the street, cleaned their cars off for them. They'd just been stuck inside for 7 days. And we had one lady trying to make us cookies. We had one guy trying to give us a $100 tip. And one guy was just super happy to see us. He thought that, the world kind of came to an end for the last 7 days because he hasn't been out.
Chris has been in the business for more than 30 years. When he's not shoveling snow, he's a fluorescent firefighter. The father of 2 says this has been one of only 3 storms that can stack up to this level.
It's been a crazy week. It's tiring. 22 hours of sleep in the last 7 days is mind-numbing sometimes.
Snowplow drivers tell me that this winter in St. Charles County was not messing around, going multiple nights on 4 to 5 hours of sleep to try and battle even a fraction of these snow piles. 39
hours was kind of a brain fog. I literally couldn't put a sentence together and I was done at that point. So even after writing things down on a notepad, and I have an app system, we track everybody's times and where they're at, pictures. I was looking at pictures and I couldn't even figure out where they were. And it had the sign of the building that we're doing in the background, and I was just like, yep, close the iPad, we're done. So got my 2-hour nap and good to go.
17-year-old snowplow driver Claire Hefner has gotten used to this kind of work over the years, helping her dad and the St. Charles community, though maybe not to this week's extent.
When it's time to go home, we're all like the last stretch like that. We're all like dragging a little. And then when we get home, I think it's like take the bibs off and go to bed. Like there's no time for showers, no time to eat, like go to sleep.
Andy Kroll, 5 on your side.
After graduating a semester early from Timberland High, Claire already started her pilot's training to continue working with heavy machinery as a commercial or helicopter pilot. For the next few days, the Hefner family and other snowplow drivers are focusing on snow thawing, refreezing, and any icicles coming down. Well, when a trash truck stalled on snow, a helpful neighbor sprang into action. Around 8 yesterday morning, St. Charles resident Summer Ritchie was out putting salt around her car. That's when a Republic Services truck heading down her road got stuck. Now, the driver said he hit some snow build up and help would not come for another 2 hours. Ritchie put some salt under the truck's tires, freeing it. A little while later, Ritchie's doorbell rang.
Hello?
I ain't had no cash, but
Oh.
it's,
Oh, no, you're okay.
but,
Yeah, no, you can have it. What if you need lunch? You stuck again?
no, it's,
All right, well, you have a blessed day. Stay warm.
The truck driver gifted the Good Samaritan a $25 Subway gift card. Now, Ritchie says while she didn't get his name, she hopes he made it home safely. Definitely what a nice gesture there. Well, your weather impact forecast is always available online and on the 5+ app. And when you text weather, you text that number. You text it to the number you see on your screen, 314-425-5355, and we will definitely send you the latest updates. Tonight, a family is without a home after a first alarm fire in North St. Louis. The fire started just before sunrise this morning on Newby Street. That's not far from Halls Ferry Circle. First responders immediately needed to bring in some extra equipment to help crews fight the cold. More challenges came when they actually faced the flames. Firefighters were forced to break windows to get in, only to find what they called hoarder conditions inside.
We had no choice but to break stuff and break what we had to get through to get to where all the fire was. You have the more stuff that you have, that's more fuel, literally fuel for a fire to burn. Once a fire starts, that's only going to make it bigger and much more hard to put out.
Everyone inside the home made it out safely. The cause of that fire is still being investigated tonight. Harris Stowe State University held its annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. statewide celebration today. Now it highlights people making a difference in their communities. Take a look. This afternoon, the event featured gospel music and words from keynote speaker Reverend Tracy Blackman. Among those honored today was Gentry Trotter with Heat Up St. Louis. That organization aims to help people who struggle to pay their energy bills when the weather gets rough.
It takes a village literally to make a difference. So for the last 25 years, we've got 1.7 million people we've impacted in 44 counties of Missouri and Illinois. We've raised almost $50 million, and we're here to help people.
HeatUpStLouis.org is hosting its annual Rise and Shine fundraiser from now until February 13th. You can pre-order bulk sausage or egg biscuits from Hardee's now. Then on Valentine's Day, listen to this, you can donate in-store at Hardee's across the St. Louis area. Proceeds go to Heat Up St. Louis.
2 doors down, the house is gone. 1 door up, the house is gone. The house above me is gone. The houses across the street were burning all day.
Fire continues to carve in Southern California. The new evacuations in order as heavy winds threaten to fan the flames. Clouds got the roads, you've got your driveway, but who's in charge of keeping those sidewalks clear?
It really comes down to a common sense calculation.
Our I-Team breaks down the laws on shoveling your sidewalk.
After today's temperatures above freezing, we're still looking ahead to the north, and it's this cold air, but how it will impact us over the next few days. We'll highlight that and talk about trends the rest of the month.
Right now, multiple wildfires are still cutting through Southern California. More than 150,000 people are now under evacuation orders. At least 13 people are missing and at least 16 people are dead. The Southern California firestorm burned through nearly 40,000 acres in the Los Angeles area. Now, heavy winds did calm down a little bit today, allowing fire crews to make some progress. But now officials are worried those winds are coming back. An investigation is now underway into what caused that fire as the battle against it rages on. The massive Palisades fire alone has covered more than 30,000 acres. Firefighters actually teaming up, facing treacherous terrain as they scrape together whatever water they can to put out these fires, sometimes tapping into home swimming pools. All this comes as massive relief efforts are underway to help the thousands of people displaced by the fires, many just looking for the basics.
As a lifelong Californian, we know wildfires. This isn't uncommon, but to see devastation at this scale, It's just heartbreaking.
Never thought of this. It seems like I'm in a movie.
We worked so hard to get here, and now to see it this way. I never thought I would live through something like this.
Right now, more than 1,500 National Guard troops are stationed all around the evacuation zones, to stop looters. More than 20 already have been arrested.
It's actually pretty mild for this time of the night, and especially over the last few days, but we're looking off to the northwest. It's a little bit of a disturbance. It's going to have an impact on us tomorrow. We'll talk about what that is and when it gets really cold again.
Driveways and sidewalks have definitely become slip hazards. Many are left wondering who's responsible for clearing them. Tonight, the I-Team's Paula Vazan is digging into the rules, risks, and responsibilities of snow removal.
For many, St. Louis has transformed into a winter wonderland.
It's awesome. We've had a great time.
For Lisa Dickman, a mother of 4, the winter fun also comes with responsibility.
Well, I'm trying to shovel the snow while the sun is out and things are melting a little bit because of the ice underneath. My teenagers even did the neighbor's sidewalk better than they did mine.
But as some residents lend a hand, others leave snow untouched, and the risks are piling up.
We've seen a lot of questions online. Is it better to shovel or leave the snow alone? Some think not shoveling means less liability if someone falls, while others worry shoveling could create hazards. So we looked into it.
We found that in Missouri, there is no state law requiring homeowners to clear their sidewalks. Local ordinances, however, may encourage snow removal and protect homeowners from liability, as long as they act reasonably. In Illinois, the law explicitly encourages clearing snow and ice, shielding homeowners from lawsuits unless they act recklessly.
It really comes down to a common sense calculation.
St. Louis attorney Erica Slater advises homeowners to prioritize public safety by clearing sidewalks rather than avoiding it out of fear of liability. She adds that businesses face stricter standards due to their responsibility to keep premises safe for customers.
Do you think the law needs to change?
No, the way Missouri handles this issue is sufficient. Homeowners need to know that the law is written to make sure that we're incentivizing people to look out for the safety of not only their own residents in their home, but also the safety of the community.
The I-Team found that local ordinances vary widely. In Kirkwood, sidewalks must be cleared within 24 hours. Clayton requires immediate snow removal, while Ferguson allows for a reasonable time. But in unincorporated St. Louis County, no rules at all. Experts recommend checking local ordinances and reviewing your insurance policy.
You need to check the terms of your policy. What's covered? How much is covered? Is it enough?
While rules and coverage differ, one message is clear. Using common sense and doing your best goes a long way.
We definitely want to do our best to be good neighbors, and sometimes that means cleaning up when there is snow.
A City of St. Louis spokesperson tells us they appreciate residents who help keep sidewalks clear, but understand it's not always easy. Officials add they're focused on keeping residents safe and warm, not enforcing sidewalk shoveling. For a breakdown of local snow removal rules, visit KSDK.com and check the As Seen on TV section. For the I-Team, Paula Vasan, 5 on your side.
Hey, Gary's back with another look at our weather. So, Gary, after a snowy and rough week, we can look forward to a much warmer day tomorrow?
Well, not much warmer, but we're going in the right direction. We're in the upper 30s today. We're going to be a little warmer than that here as we look outside right now. For the most part, you'll still look at people enjoying the snow, but roads clear in Farmington, not so much in Cuba, but Highland as well. And you look at that in Wildwood, there's still some people out there. They were busy out there. They'll be out there tomorrow morning at 9. So, as we look ahead, you can still see this disturbance I talked about that's producing a little bit of a light mix. Now, the temperatures aren't really that cold, and a lot of this isn't reaching the surface, but I do think as that drifts our way, it's not out of the question that we'll have a sprinkle. But notice, even in Kansas City, we're in the mid-30s, 35 at this hour. And I mean, that's pretty impressive here for the way that we really have tanked into the overnight hours as a result of clear skies and fresh snowpack. Now, as we look into the next several hours, watch where that mostly goes. It's to the north, so it's not really going to impact us at all. But you'll notice as we go into the overnight hours, there may be some clearing that allows us to fall below freezing. If you stay in those clouds with that southerly breeze, I don't think our temp change changes a lot, and by tomorrow afternoon, we're going to continue to warm up. So, as I mentioned, if there is that finger of clearing, you'll see us into the upper 20s. If not, we're around freezing. We've got more of a breeze out of the south that continues to keep us at least on the warm side, and I think you'll see that tomorrow. It's out of the southwest, but then it changes by late night, and that will be the difference for us tomorrow. So I do think at some point, maybe a few breaks in the clouds. We're headed for the upper 30s and low 40s. Really nice overall. This is another good day of melting with a southwest breeze at 10 to 15 miles an hour. So we'll expect that and enjoy it before this comes. And we know that, we can get it because we've already got it, but it's been kind of an ebbs and flows here. We're watching this start to seep its way further to the south in the United States, and now we just need something to move it around, and we will eventually. You'll see that. That's what's going to be the catalyst for our colder weather on Monday and Tuesday. But notice how it gets out of here pretty quickly, and that's what I think is going to be good news for us as we start to warm up here the next few days. I do want to talk about what it's going to feel like Monday morning. A lot of kids back to work or back to school in person, or you're back to work finally. It's going to feel pretty cold, so expect for it to feel much colder, around 0 with a little bit of light wind. But overall, the next few days, we're going to be drying out those advanced impacts down the road. But we do have another Arctic blast that I'm tracking that maybe it's around the 21st, give or take a day. Those things could change. We have very low snow chances at this point. You'll notice over the next 7 days that temperatures go from 40 to 26 in a hurry. And like I said, 9 on Monday morning feels closer to 0 with a light breeze. So it's cold. We'll see that 2-3 days. We stay dry. We do more melting by the end of the week. But it's going to take a while to get all this stuff out of here, especially those big piles in the parking lot.
Gain some patience. Gary, thanks. Corey, what's happening in sports?
Well, the Blues continued their homestand looking for some consistency. It was a very busy day for our local college hoops teams. One of our high school teams made some truly insane history. Sports is up after the break.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by Onder Law Injury Attorneys.
There is no doubt that the Blues have put a better product on the ice since the arrival of Jim Montgomery. However, there's also no denying they could be a lot more consistent. The Blues tried to win 2 in a row tonight as Columbus came to town. There is Monty. Pre-game, he said he needed some jukebox heroes tonight from his team. Urgent if possible. That's a classic rock pun, kids at home. Jackets struck first. Adam Fantilli on the doorstep, 1-0 Columbus. Jackets goalie Jet Greaves was great tonight. He stonewalls Brandon Saad with a nice sliding save. Columbus made it 2-0 in the second on this goal from Cole Sillinger. You may remember his dad, Mike, was a Blue at one time. Colton Parayko finally got the Blues on the board late, but with just 10 seconds left, there was no time to complete the comeback. Jackets win 2-1, and Monty is still looking for urgency.
The lack of urgency in our group is what's hurting us in our consistency. You look at the way we came out against Anaheim, there was a direct purpose to what we were doing. Tonight, there was not. It was a wait and see. And that urgency, us fearing losing, is something that's got to become part of our fiber if we're going to get to the consistent level we want to be at.
It's a fun time to be a college hoops fan in the St. Louis area. No matter who your team is, you have a reason to be optimistic right now. We had just about all of these teams in action today. Let's go to Como first. Mizzou hosting Vanderbilt. Tigers have to win these kind of games if they want to play in March. This was a good start. Anthony Robinson Jr. was great today. Step back 3, part of his 15 points. Second half, great to have Caleb Grill back. That triple gave Mizzou a 9-point lead. Vandy cut it to a 1-point lead at one point, but Tigers closed strong. Mark Mitchell and one. He had a team-high 19 as Missouri wins 75-66 for their 13th straight win at Mizzou Arena.
Coach always talks about us having endurance, and I think today we did that. Obviously, basketball is a game of runs and highs and lows, so I think you just got to battle through those and weather the storm and try not to get too high or too low.
13th ranked Illinois without Kasparas Yakachonis taking on USC in Champaign. Ben Hummerkaus had a nice day. This was 3 of his team-high 15 points. Desmond Claude was almost unstoppable for the Trojans, though. He had 31 for them. About 7 minutes left in the game. Here's another Hummerkaus triple to cut the USC lead to 3, but the Trojans pulled away late. They go into Champaign and beat the Illini 82-72. Here's perhaps the shot of the day, and it comes from Lindenwood, courtesy of Nate Johnson. Sinks the step-back 3 to take the lead over UT Martin with 5 seconds left. The Lions play some defense and win 82-81 as Johnson is the hero in a big-time win for Lindenwood. SIUE hosting Tennessee Tech in a big OVC showdown on the other side of the river in Edwardsville. Rayshon Taylor kept doing Rayshon Taylor things. First, it's a nice layup to beat the first half buzzer. And later, it's this deep three to extend the Cougars' second half lead. Taylor had 25 as SIUE wins 67-59. Hey, great crowd at Althoff all day long for the Southern Illinois Classic Shootout. I stopped by to watch Alton St. Mary's face off, and these Redbirds are impressive. Samaj Stampley up and under finish. Let's go the other way. Zyree Collins connects for three for the Dragons. Back to Alton and back to Stampley. He was on fire in the first half. There's a corner triple, and here comes a transition triple. He was feeling it, folks. This was St. Mary's best three of the night, though. A first quarter buzzer beater from Jim Mary and Barnes. But man, I told you those Redbirds are good. Kobe Taylor basket through the contact as Alton wins 76-52. Finally, the most impressive thing today, Incarnate Word Academy won its 139th game in a row tonight with a 68-51 victory over Blue Valley North in Columbia. That is a new record-winning streak in girls 5-on-5 high school basketball history. Not just Missouri history, the entire country's history. The Red Knights have not lost since 2020 and have won 5 state titles during that streak. Congrats to Coach Rothfuss, all the players who've contributed to that streak. Imagine waking up one day and then your team just decides not to lose for 5 years. Amazing.
What a very impressive streak there.
Pretty awesome.
Corey, thanks a lot. Gary is back here with a final look at our weather.
Yeah, it's going to be a little warmer tomorrow. We're at 40 degrees, so we're going to enjoy that before it gets cold.
Thanks a lot. And thank you for joining us. That's it for us at 10. Saturday Night Live is coming your way next. Enjoy your night, everyone.